Victor, Christina, Jeremy, we're going to the moon.
For the first time since Apollo 17 in 1972, 4 astronauts are headed for a lunar rendezvous. Not to land, not to leave footprints, but to answer a question humanity hasn't faced in over half a century. Can we still send humans safely into deep space? Artemis II is NASA's first crewed mission beyond Earth orbit in more than 50 years, and everything about it is a test: the rocket, the spacecraft, and the people inside. This video breaks down what Artemis II is really doing, how we reached this moment, and why its outcome quietly decides the future of the moon and human spaceflight itself.
On November 16, 2022, the silence at Kennedy Space Center shattered as the Space Launch System ignited. Twin solid rocket boosters roared to life, and Artemis I lifted off the pad. No astronauts were aboard, but this launch carried something just as important: proof. Proof that NASA's new deep space architecture could survive the journey to the moon and back. Artemis I wasn't a rehearsal, it was a stress test. Over 25 days, the Orion spacecraft traveled more than 1.4 million miles, venturing farther from Earth than any human-rated spacecraft ever had. Orion orbited the moon, endured deep space radiation, extreme thermal swings, and then slammed back into Earth's atmosphere at nearly 25,000 miles per hour, the fastest human spaceflight re-entry since Apollo. The splashdown was successful, but the real mission began after recovery. Engineers quickly realized Artemis I had revealed things simulations never could. The heat shield performed well overall, but showed unexpected wear patterns that required investigation. Orion's propulsion and fueling systems behaved differently in real space conditions than in ground testing. Even minor issues suddenly mattered, because the next flight would carry humans. That's where Artemis II was born, not as a copy of Artemis I, but as a response to it. Unlike Apollo, which evolved rapidly through multiple crewed flights, Artemis operates under modern safety standards, intense political oversight, and global scrutiny. Every anomaly from Artemis I forced NASA to pause, analyze, redesign, and retest. Artemis II exists because Artemis I proved something critical. Space is still unforgiving, and nothing behaves exactly as expected once you leave Earth. This is why Artemis II is not simply the next mission. It's the moment NASA shifts from validating machines to trusting them with lives. The rocket is the same SLS, but now its margins matter more than power. Orion is the same capsule, but now its life support, navigation, and emergency systems must work continuously with humans inside. Artemis I proved the system could survive space. Artemis II must prove humans can survive inside it. And that single transition raises the stakes for everything that follows. At first glance, Artemis II sounds modest. No landing, no surface operations, just a loop around the moon and back. But this trajectory is deliberate and brutally revealing. Artemis II will place Orion on a free return trajectory, a precise path that swings the spacecraft around the moon and uses lunar gravity to send it back toward Earth. This isn't a shortcut. It's a test of navigation accuracy, propulsion reliability, and the ability to survive far beyond Earth's protective magnetic field. During the mission, Orion will carry its crew farther from Earth than humans have ever traveled, surpassing Apollo's distance record. At that range, communications delays increase, radiation exposure rises, and the margin for error shrinks dramatically. There is no rapid rescue. There is no safe harbor. This is where Artemis II becomes essential. NASA will use this flight to validate every system required for future lunar landings. Life support will be tested under real metabolic loads: breathing, moisture, carbon dioxide removal, heat, and waste management. Something Artemis I could never simulate. Navigation systems must operate autonomously when ground control cannot instantly intervene. Power, thermal control, and onboard computing will be monitored continuously. The crew will also perform hands-on operations, manually flying Orion, testing displays, controls, and emergency procedures. This isn't passive monitoring. It's human-machine interaction under deep space conditions, the exact environment astronauts will face during Artemis III and beyond. There's also science happening quietly in the background. Astronauts will observe the moon's far side, a region humans have never directly studied from orbit. While not a primary science mission, these observations help refine future lunar exploration strategies and surface targeting. What makes this flyby decisive is timing. Artemis III, the mission designed to land astronauts on the moon, depends on Artemis II's data. Without confidence in Orion's performance with crew, no landing proceeds, no gateway expansion, no sustained lunar presence. Artemis II is the final filter between ambition and reality. This mission doesn't ask, "Can we reach the moon?" It asks, "Can we operate there safely?" Again. The answer determines whether humanity's return to the lunar surface is imminent or indefinitely postponed. Hardware can be redesigned. Software can be patched. Humans are different. Artemis II's crew, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, are not passengers. They are active test operators flying a spacecraft that has never carried people before. Every decision they make contributes to the future of human exploration. This mission marks the first time humans will leave low Earth orbit since 1972. That alone changes everything. Outside Earth orbit, radiation exposure increases, microgravity effects intensify, and psychological stress rises. Artemis II will gather critical data on how modern humans perform in deep space using modern spacecraft, something we simply do not have from Apollo. The crew will evaluate Orion's habitability, how livable it is for multi-day deep space missions. They'll assess workload, fatigue, system usability, and how well astronauts can respond to unexpected conditions when Earth is far away. These insights directly shape how future missions are designed, including long-duration stays on the Moon and eventual Mars missions. There's also an international dimension. With Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen aboard, Artemis II reflects a shift from national achievement to global cooperation. Artemis is not Apollo reborn. It's a multinational framework for exploration, and Artemis II is the first crude demonstration of that vision. Psychologically, this mission carries weight. The last humans to see Earth shrink into a distant sphere did so during Apollo. Artemis II's crew will experience that same isolation, but under modern expectations, real-time media attention, and intense public scrutiny. They are flying not to make history, but to absorb risk on behalf of everyone who comes next. If Artemis II succeeds, astronauts who land on the Moon later will do so knowing their systems were tested, refined, and validated by this crew. If something fails, the lessons learned here may prevent catastrophe later. This is what makes Artemis II unique. It's a mission where success isn't measured by where you go, but by what you learn while you're there. Artemis II is more than a mission. It's a decision point. It tells us whether humans are ready to return to deep space with the tools we've built, the knowledge we've gained, and the risks we're willing to accept. Its results will shape lunar landings, international partnerships, and the path toward Mars. One flight, 4 astronauts, and the future of human space exploration quietly riding with them back home. Now we'd love to hear from you. Humans are headed farther than ever since Apollo, but NASA says it's risky. Do you think the crew will make it safely? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. Your support truly makes a difference and helps this channel grow. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.